Hey yo comrades, this is Guilty Glaive here, and I'm going to be trying out a little bit of a new platform for this. I wanted to try and rant about how my upbringing, being born in a household full of nothing but technology with cool gadgets and games. I wasn't much for reading uh, until I got around into middle school when you were kind of forced to read. And it's a little bit of elementary school, but when I was growing up, video games were a huge part of my life. I always enjoyed looking at the cartridges and looking at the cases and seeing the wonderful, beautiful art, and then actually getting to play it and being somewhat disappointed for some of them, and then blown away by the rest of them. Some of the big games, a part of my childhood, were games like gadget racers and games like all the games on the GameCube, of course. Like, there's not a single game that I didn't play on the GameCube that I don't think I didn't enjoy. For instance, the first game I played on GameCube was Sonic Heroes, because there's this time where this GameCube had like this demo disc where you could try out all these kinds of games, like many, many games on one disc. It was amazing. And the game I played a lot was Sonic Heroes, mostly because the second you start the game up and you hear that theme song, you're just headbanging the whole time along. And then towards the end of that phase of, alright, Sonic's getting kind of boring, my brother's like, here, try Pokemon Coliseum, and I was blown away. I couldn't get past the first stage. I didn't know what to do. I was so lost. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that game was difficult to understand when you're a young child and no one gives you a sense of direction. The game after that, though, I started playing uh, PlayStation games like uh, Need for Speed, and there's a time that PlayStation was at the top of the market, to me at least, because it was kind of what I grew up around. I grew up around Nintendo and PlayStation, and Xbox came a little bit later because, we scoot that to the side. But for games that were on PlayStation, I played like a lot of racing games, but I never really raced in them. You see, when I was playing those games, like Gadget Racers, or for a better comparison, there's this game series called Midnight Club, and there was this one edition where it was in like Tokyo or whatever, and instead of actually, or Los Angeles, my bad, instead of you know, playing the game like you're supposed to, going on racing, getting cars, me and my dad sat down and we made a miniature game out of it, of trying to play hide and seek within the map. And that's basically why I don't really like racing games unless I can roam around and play hide and seek with myself, because I'm lonely. But anyway, the other few games that I used to grow up with were games like Earthworm Jim. Platformers were really fun for me because I felt like I was actually making a difference and like that I had to get ahead in the game. But for platformers, there's one platformer that I played that always made me angry, and it was a long time past NES and SNES and 64. It wasn't even um, Mario. It wasn't any of the Marios that I had a problem with. It was actually Ratchet and Clank, which most people would say, oh, that's not really a platform. But to me, the difficulty of trying to jump and maneuver certain maps and certain stages felt like the most hard platformer I've ever done, and I could never do it. And there's certain Ratchet and Clank games I refuse to ever go back to because they give me horrible, horrible trauma. But other than that, a lot of the games I used to play nowadays are all revolving around those games that I grew up around. I have Burnout Paradise that I just got that the other day because it's a game where I don't really focus on racing, and the parts that I do focus on is when I get to go and kill people and run over their cart and feel really cool that I did a good job. But recently I've slowly started getting into RPGs and other like really action type games where I can just do sick combos and feel like I'm a huge part of the world, because I'm a big old nerd and that's what I live for. But other than that, that was my kind of introduction into games. That's my history of like why I like games so much. I just wanted to rant a little bit and try out this new type of platform that I'm gonna go for. So if you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if you wanna hear me rant about anything else, but I thought this would be an interesting start to the whole thing. Okay, bye.